Over the past week, I've read and heard a whole manner of glib headlines, mostly along the lines of one man against a billion. Now, for a start, I don't think a billion Indians are remotely interested in cricket. They have far more issues of far greater importance to address than spot fixing and whether somebody's been betting on his own team or not. But leaving that aside, does anyone really think that getting rid of Mr. Srinivasan is going to solve this problem? Is that like a one-step solution? I think you have to be incredibly naive to think that. For one, no one seems to be talking about the BCCI as an entity, the way it's structured, the way elections are conducted, even the way that the IPL is structured in terms of the governing council and who runs it, and the various conflict of interest issues that have been there down the years. People mention the Srinivasan case right now, but there are many more, starting with Lalit Modi in 2008. And the same people who are talking about Srinivasan and conflict of interest now are the same persons who voted him into power, 2 years ago, when they were fully aware of the fact that India cements own Chennai Super Kings, and the fact that this was the man that they wanted as the board president. So I don't know why there's this sudden awareness of a conflict of interest amongst a group of people. Also, I think to use a football term, it's been a case in the last week of playing the man rather than the ball. There are a whole group of people, journalists, people in cricket administration, who've had reason to feel slighted by Mr. Srinivasan, and all of them seem to have taken this as an opportunity to attack him personally rather than address this huge problem that Indian cricket is confronting now. If you ask me my opinion as an individual, I would probably tell you that yes, he should have resigned when this scandal broke, especially once his son-in-law got involved. But that's my opinion as an individual. I do not have the power. I'm not a BCCI functionary. I don't have the power to ask him to step down. And if he feels he's done nothing wrong, the fact is that no court has indicted him in anything. No one's taken him in for questioning. If that's his viewpoint, then it's up to the elected officials of the board to remove him from that post. I don't think journalists. It's our place to report what's out there, the facts and the figures, whatever they may be. Beyond that, I don't think I don't think personal agendas should come into this, and at least as far as I'm concerned, that seems to have been the case with a lot of people. That it's been a lot of the attacks have been personal rather than addressed at the problem. And I don't think Mr. Srinivasan presents the problem. He is the figurehead of the BCCI, but the problem runs far deeper than that. And if we want to clean up this mess, we need to look at changing the entire structure. That's both at board level and at the IPL governing council level. Bring more professionals in, bring in more accountability, do away with this whole system of honorary presidents. I mean, the term itself is ridiculous to me in this era of professional sport, that you have officials who do the job out of so-called love of the game. I don't see any of that. Most of them, people attack Mr. Srinivasan, but what are the options? I don't see a Nelson Mandela or a Mahatma Gandhi queuing up waiting to be the next board president. So I think it's important that we look at the issues, the underlying issues, rather than just attack individuals. And the important thing is, how do we restructure the board? How do we prevent every September election becoming just a horse trading exercise? How do we get a proper governance structure in place? And for that, I'd love to hear some of Indian cricket's bigger names come up with their suggestions, because that's the way forward. Let's hear from the big names, past and present, about how this structure can be cleaned up, how we can have more effective administration.